Today is Friday, January 19th, and today I'll cover the trades for TSLY and CONY, the YieldMax high income, high volatile, crazy funds that have given us, you know, some massive, heart palpitations lately with this market. So anyway, yeah, it's been a bad week. I get it. Stocks go down, but stocks go up too. But right now, stocks are only going down. But regardless of that, I opened the intraday yesterday, and here we are. Look at this. Look at this disaster. And then I opened CONY. Look at that disaster. And if there's ever a day to just quit, right? Quit this YouTube, quit tracking these funds, yesterday probably would have been it. Because yesterday I had, to do the tryouts for my son's travel team. I got home, and I opened this up, and I'm like, good Lord. So, because typically I try to get this done before dinner, while juggling the baby and all that. But this is a lot of trades. But anyway, let's get to it. I'll stop complaining. Nobody cares. Let's see. So, here's the synthetic 250. They finally closed it out. So, rows 3 and 4. 12,820. They closed at 250. So when they close a synthetic, they make money on the call, and they have to pay money to close the put. So the penny, unfortunately, is the money we made on the call, because it's essentially worthless. Now the put, on the other hand, we had to pay essentially, the massive gap in price, because we're committing, again, selling a put. The strike price at 250, we're committing to buying that stock at 250. And since TSLY is priced around 210, I believe it's around 210 right now, it's costing us $40, So we have the, the gap in the price essentially, and then you have some time value that you have to pay too. So it's like, 40.73, like ouch, ouch, ouch. But again, that was already in the price. As the day went on, our net asset value was going down because of this. But so when they close it, there's no impact that we see. There's impact to the balance sheet because they need cash to close it, but there's no impact on the actual price of the stock. Now, what did they do with those contracts? They added it to the current synthetic on row 1 and 2, and that's the 220 synthetic. And you see, how much they made on that. But we'll cover that in the spreadsheet. So in summary, this 250, we can finally move on from this tab and say bye-bye. But the net result of this synthetic was a loss of 133.8 million. But again, that was already baked into the NAV, so, no impact that you'll see. The impact was just, as Tesla was going down, that's the impact. You're seeing it day in and day out. But now we actually had to execute a transaction to close it out. All right, so here's the new position on the synthetic. We added 12,820, so now we have all the contracts here. We started this position January 16th. We added on the 17th, and now we added the rest on the 18th. So, as mentioned, the price of Tesla is, it's around the 210. See, it's 211. The strike is 220. So since the strike is higher, the buy call is cheaper. So it's 11.56 for the buy call, and it's a credit of 20.40 for the sell put. So at least we're making money on opening this position. Okay. Now, the problem though that I have with this synthetic is the expiration date. It's only 2 months out. So it's possible that Tesla may not recover within the next 2 months. And yet again, we're going to be paying another, gigantic debit to cover that loss. Typically, their synthetic position would go out to a further expiration, which, essentially over that period of time, 6 months to a year, the underlying would typically go above the at-the-money strike that they pick. Now, and I just double-checked, again, this could be a non-updated version, but here is the prospectus. Here's the two positions of the call. Purchase call options, okay, at the money strike equal to, yeah, we know that, okay. Expected target maturity, 6 month to 1 year expiration dates. Okay. And then the sold put, it's the other side of it, right? At the money, okay, equal to the blah, blah, blah. All right. 6 month to 1 year expiration. So what's happening? Why are they not doing 6 month to 1 year? Why are they doing 2 month expiration? I mean, if Tesla goes above the strike of 220 by March 15th, of course, this could work out in their favor because they could produce some income out of it. But if it does not, it's not in their favor. However, my understanding of this fund, but again, who am I? My understanding of this fund is the focus is the weekly calls. That's the income generator. And that's what they pay us, distribution on. So the focus should not be on the synthetic, and there should not be short-term synthetics. But there is. And honestly, it's unusual. But anyway, now they're in the hole for this synthetic already. And then to close it out, it would be 23.8 million. But again, we're showing January profits from it because when you add to a position of a synthetic where we're below the strike price, typically we're going to make money on the sell put versus the buy call. Hopefully this makes sense to you guys. If I'm confusing the hell out of you, let me know. Again, it's like I'm talking to myself in the garage. I'm just hoping people understand me though. All right, so how did yesterday go? Yesterday. Again, January 18th, you'll see, has 4 rows. But that's because I had to add 4 rows for 4 trades. But, so you see the 17th, it was in the, we went down. Okay. And then you go to the 18th, we went down again. So Tesla went down 1.7%. TSLY went down 1.69%. So we pretty much went down with Tesla. So it was a equal disaster for both of us yesterday. And just so you guys know, TSLY going down has nothing to do, with what the YieldMax is doing. It's clearly, as you can see here, by the dip is essentially 1-to-1. Tesla goes down, TSLY goes down. There's nothing the fund managers can do. They're making premium on the way down. I mean, that is what they can do. And sure, I have some issues with, the synthetic and how they play that and sometimes the weekly calls, but they're doing what they're supposed to do. TSLY's not going down because of them. Maybe it's not recovering enough because of them, but that's in the past. We won't judge them from that anymore. It's a new year. All right. Anyway, let's move on. So what transactions did they do yesterday? Well, if we go to the spreadsheet, look at this continued craziness. Okay, so skip the top 4 rows. Go below that. You see BC, 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 BC. What does that mean? Buy to close. So they closed out every single other contract that expires January 19th. And here, now we get to talk about the good stuff. The good news, 6 cents, 5 cents, 3 cents, 3 cents. That is what they paid to close out the position. And look what they made right below that to open the new position. Boom, 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 right? So this is good news, guys. This is really good news. So look, if you go up here, right, this is what they closed out. These are the 19s that they closed out. And if you look, profit under the profit loss, column N, they made profit. They made profit. They made a lot of profit, tons of profit. Like they nailed it out of the park. 4.1 million, 3.9 million, 1.1 million, 53,000, 48,000. So again, their weekly calls are nearly perfect. So, and that is, again, my understanding of the whole point of this fund, to make money on weekly calls. The synthetic is just getting in the way. So now let's talk about the new positions. We have a new expiration date next Friday, which now puts us at 6 trading days until that time. So we have the same amount of contracts that they used. But here's what they did not do. They did not scatter. They used a 225 strike for all of them. So and they did scatter the time that they did it, because if you see the open price, they got a different price for each and every one. So they probably closed that one, open a new one. Then they closed that one, open a new one. Why they chose the same exact price on all of them is beyond me. They could have went down. They could have went up. They could, it's just, it doesn't leave any room for, it's like essentially, all right, 225, that's the number and we're sticking with it. It's like, I don't know why they did not scatter. They were scattering for a while, but they're not now. But anyway, the out of the money is 6.19%. That is, that's debatable. Like on a normal week, I'd probably be like, okay, if it was Friday, I'd be happy on a normal week, honestly, because that's much higher than 3. However, this is not a normal week. Now we have 6 trading days and we have earnings next week. So the plus on that, earnings typically go, Tesla typically tanks on earnings. So that could be what their thinking is. Or since Tesla's already going down day in and day out, maybe the dip for the earnings is baked in. So even if they meet expectations, Tesla could go up and go up a lot. So I don't know. I don't know about this 6.19%. I need your guys' opinion. Is this, I know how I feel about the strike and not scattering it. I don't like that. But how do you feel about this out of the money? This is, I can never really judge how things go out in earnings. But you guys Tesla, you guys have been following Tesla for a while. A lot of you people. What do you guys think? Are you not worried probably because it's going to drop on earnings? I don't know. We'll see. But the good part is over earnings, there's high IV. So there's that. But anyway, look how much money they made on that, though. Look at that, 4.9 million, 81,000, 4.9, 41,000. Amazing. Okay. All right. So now some craziness here. Look at the cash and treasuries. We went from 22 million positive to negative 8.3 million. Okay. Treasuries essentially stayed the same. But as mentioned before, you're not going to see a change when they close out the synthetic. You're not going to notice it on the NAV, right? But the damage is done here. They have to use cash to pay out, right? This is cash settled transaction. So they did not have enough cash. So they're going to have to dip into the treasuries unless somehow we get enough outstanding shares added into the fund and that can cover it. But, we'll see. That's not our problem. That is their problem. All right. Outstanding shares, 83.2 million. No change. Or they didn't update it. Who knows? Weekly call income, really good. 27.3 million. Pretty good. Distribution on weekly income, 33 cents. Daily income, 3 cents a day. Daily yield, 0.33%. So again, looking at the weeklies alone, domination at its best. Just pure domination. All right, now active, here we are, all contracts, 38,765, all of them, 225 strike, 6.19% out of the money, expiration date, not updated, of course. So what is it, the 26th, next week? Yes, okay. Expiration date, 26. So 6 trading days, we can earn 1% a day. So we'll see. I mean, the way Tesla's been going, I have no trust that it's going to go up today. So this percent out of the money by the end of the week should be better. 30-day IV, I'm showing 48%. But as far as I understand it, the IV is going up. So this number should be up for next week. We'll see. Assuming my formula, which is, look at this formula. It's just pure insanity. I got this from an old spreadsheet I got from someone. 30-day chart, just ugly. But that's Tesla, man. Tesla goes up, Tesla goes down. So Tesla is at 211.88. TSLY is at 992. As mentioned, the earnings is Wednesday next week. I am showing a possible income of 61 cents if things move up next week, which is putting us above $10. Now $10 is the goal, apparently. My reaction is I'm just staring, staring out in the sky and see what's going on. I gotta grab a sip of water. I'm about to wear gloves in this garage. Damn, it's cold. So yeah, I don't know. That's my face, unfortunately. That's me. Synthetic income for January, a gigantic whopping of a whooping 119 million. But if you look overall for the year, the synthetic is making us money. So that's the bright side. Short call income, we made money, 27.3 million. So if you look for the year, that's also in a credit. Now, net income total, 91 million, debit. But again, for the year, we're in a credit position. So it's, it's not all bad. It looks bad. Your capital looks bad. But, the fund is pretty much working as intended outside of the whole synthetic expiration. All right, so total income per share, we can't really even look at that because that's in a debit position. So if you use that and you talk about payouts, we're getting nothing. If you use the short call income, we're going to get 33 cents as of now. So, we'll see what happens. It's going to be an interesting payout, but if I were to predict, it's going to be in the 50 cent or lower. Probably the 40 cent. This could be our lowest payout, to be honest. I know the lowest is like 44 cents or so. But it is what it is, I know they're making a lot of money. They're probably going to end up with 50 cents, 50 something cents, but I don't know. We'll see what they want to pay out, right? Because they've been making, losses. They also have losses that carry forward. But in the end, for the year, they're making money. So I don't know. Again, net income for the year, 87 million. However, lost carry forward, 146 million debit. So anyway, that's it. That's it for TSLY, and that was a handful. Oof. All right, let's talk about CONY. CONY, also insane. Insane. Too much. Wow, way too much. All right, this one, actually on the top two, this is the buy close. This is them closing out the synthetic. I believe this also closes out their synthetic for good. 10,720 contracts. Again, the call, they're selling their call. They're going to try to make money, and guess what? They got a penny. Woohoo! And then they're gonna close out their put, and guess what? They're gonna cover the gap, 37.79 a share. So that, ouch, 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 ouch. And then they're gonna open the new synthetic. Well, it's already open, but they're gonna add to the new synthetic. It's a B buy call, S sell put, and the buy call is cheaper, as you can see, 10.45 a share. Sell put, 12.65 a share. Now, right down below, what you're going to see is closing, BC, buy to closed 165. Wait, that's all, I believe that's also the synthetic, sorry. The 540 is also closing out the remainder of the synthetic. And then below that, buy call, this is also adding. So I believe this is just, I have to refresh my memory. Sorry, guys. I believe this is just adding all to the synthetic. But let's go to the spreadsheet. Yeah, so if I have it filled out in green, that means that's the last transaction. So yeah, the synthetic 165, guess what? We can move on. Hallelujah. So there it is. Again, January 18th, 540, 10, 720. That was it. That was the end of this disaster of a synthetic. How much did we lose? For January, we lost 72 million, okay? But it is what it is. That was already in the price though, and then I have the 130, they added to that one. Where we go. All right, so January 18th, they added 2 sets, which is what the trades were for, but I forgot. So we did a buy, call, sell, put, and as mentioned, coin price is currently below the strike of the new synthetic now, so the put is a higher credit than the call, so we're actually making money opening those positions. So if you look, the January profits, they're in the negative because, our starting position was very expensive, that's why, but we're bringing that down. At least. Now, I bitched about the TSLY expiration of the synthetic, but this one is even worse. Like, this is awful. Like, what are they doing? February 16th, 1 month out expiration. What are they doing? Right now we're down 11.2 million. So I don't know. Actually, and their earnings is in February. Let me see. Earnings, February 20th. Okay. I don't know. I don't know why their synthetic went out 1 month. I do not know. Whoever interviews Jay or whomever, they need to ask him that. What are they doing with the synthetic? Anyway, enough about the synthetic. I can't talk about that anymore. So no trades, as mentioned, just moving around the synthetic, which has that short expiration. But how did the stock do? How did the underlying do? How did the ETF do? It did god awful. Coin went down 7.11%, and CONY went down 6.89%. And again, why did CONY go down less? It's because their value to close, the call position is going down. So that increases the net asset value. Because again, selling calls is a bearish play. So essentially, the underlying going down is a good thing for the calls. So you have to still remember that. Obviously, the synthetic typically is just not even discussed, not even in the way. But unfortunately, with these short expirations, it's now part of almost the daily discussion. All right. So anyway, what are we talking about here? No trades. But here we go, cash and treasuries. Cash went from 27 million to negative 12 million. So again, why? They had to close the synthetic. The damage you saw, there's got to be a cash transaction for that. So they closed it, and what's done is done. All right. Outstanding shares, 13.9 million. No change or too lazy to change. Total income on the weeklies, 12.2 million. Again, the good news on the weeklies, they're essentially like undefeated. They're just dominating. But this will happen when the price of the underlying continues to go down or stay flat. Distribution, we're looking at 88 cents, daily income 9 cents, and daily yield 0.45%. So very respectable weekly calls alone. Now, active contracts, we have 21,660 active, which I believe is not even all of them. Yeah, we have 21,980, right? So we're not even using all of the contracts. There's a few left over. So we'll see what happens today with them. We have 11,260 contracts with a 142 strike. That's 14.2% out of the money, and that expires today. So if coin goes up a lot, we can handle it. So let it go up. I have no hope that it will, considering, but we'll see. 10,400 contracts expiring into next week. This is a 143 strike. This is now 15% out of the money. If you remember yesterday, I was like, they're selling this call. Where is it? Here it is, the 143. It was 6.83% out of the money. Here we are. Of course I was like, oh man, that's risky. And here we are, 15% out of the money. So I guess, okay, now I'm fine with it. So, a lot can happen in one day. See with this IV, see this 30-day IV? This is good and it's bad. It's good because it pays premium. It's bad because days like yesterday, it's weeks like this week, and then months like this month. Like, it's just, things can happen. So if you're going to invest in CONY, you have to be able to stomach this disasterness. There's very good stuff that happens and there's very bad stuff. Right now, we're just in the storm, right? And it's probably not going to get better anytime soon. So we need to realize what our investment is. We can't invest in something and then when it goes down, just run away, because then you're going to just take a loss. If you're going to keep doing that, you're just going to keep losing money over and over. You need to think about before you hit that buy button on anything, you got to think, all right, sure, I'm buying for this fancy yield, but do I even know, 30-day IV, 79%, that's a lot. This stock can plummet, and it's plummeting. So don't chase yield. If you're just getting into YieldMax, I highly suggest you stick. Well, actually, they have YieldMax now. That's also an option. Or you can just look at AMZ, man. AMZ is dominating. NVIDIA is just nailing it. And they have, respectable IV. And what about Phoebe and, MSFO? check them out. Don't be chasing these high ones because you're going to get a bad taste in your mouth, and guess what? You're probably not going to come back. So CONY and TSLY is not to me, this again, just my opinion. By the way, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm a schmuck on YouTube, all right? So do your own research. But yeah, like I said, that IV, it's good and it's bad. Right now we're feeling the bad. But keep in mind, we're still collecting the good on the weeklies. I know you guys, you're just seeing the price and you're just thinking, okay, this sucks, but we're making money on calls every single week. All right, as mentioned, their earnings is Tuesday, February 20th. And CONY went below 20. We're at 1954, which, from inception, that's still not even that bad. So I'm showing we can make a total income of 141, which is obviously put us above 20. And here I am. I'm just grinding my teeth, just following along. But yeah, sure. I just preached a lot, but yeah, I own these. I'm feeling the pain, but I'm not selling. Obviously, I know it's going to get worse. It sucks for me with TSLY because I'm not even buying anymore. Like, I'm so over allocated, I'm done buying. So I have to watch my cost basis just dwindle down into nothing. But, at some point, it may go so low that I have to buy. And then, hopefully Tesla recovers and so on and so forth. But anyway, enough about TSLY. Let's talk about CONY. Here we are, synthetic income. We have a debit now, 72 million. Short call income, 12 million. Net income, 60 million. Again, I don't have November, but if we look year to date, synthetic income is a debit, short call income a credit, but net income is a debit overall. No carry forward for them. Outstanding shares, as mentioned, did not change. And again, based on total income, they're not making money this month. Total income, we are getting 0. If they pay us short call income, we're looking at 88 cents right now. So, like I said, as time goes on, we may get over $1. We'll see. But it's a little ugly. So it happens. Not every, it's not all fun games. It's a stock market. Stocks go down, stocks go up. And let's see what we're looking at pre-market. I know this doesn't really matter because yesterday it was a stupid pop-up. I don't know. I can't even get rid of it on the... let's see if I can see coin at least. Coin pre-market is up 1.13%, which again, I'm not going to care about pre-market anymore because Tesla was up pre-market yesterday. And look what happened. Tesla pre-market, yeah, that's more like what we're used to, down 1.48%. So yeah, we're looking like we're closing out this week just fine and dandy, just a bloodbath. So yeah, that's it. That's the transactions, and that's the holdings. So hopefully the goal of me doing this is just so you guys understand the funds. It's not really to bash anything or praise them. It's just for not only you, also me. I want to see what's going on with my investments, and hopefully educate a lot of people out there on how these funds work. And I'm not limited to YieldMax. At any point in time, I could just stop YieldMax and cover another fund. So yeah, YieldMax is probably the most interesting one and one of the more complicated ones. But just so you guys know, like, I could cover whatever. But YieldMax takes up all my time, so I'd have to stop, YieldMax. I know people don't want me to, so don't worry, I'm not. I just wanted to mention that because I'm just, Anyway, so I guess from here, all I'll just say is hang in there, guys. If you want to sell and get out, that's your choice. But if you believe in these funds, yeah, you're going to have to just suck in the bloodbath, right? I know a lot of people are setting like stop losses, but then again, they're going to probably take a loss. So is that why you got into this fund, to take a loss? And I don't know. Or maybe they're trying to time the market, becoming a day trader and saying, oh, it's going to go down more. I don't know. To me, all I'm doing is just sitting there and I'm waiting and I'm buying more and more of, yesterday I bought TLTW. I bought 10 shares, but now I'm out of money, so I got to wait till next week. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm just averaging down. That was below my cost basis. So no, I'm not adding, I'm trying to add to more stable funds. I'll add to, other YieldMax and maybe even the Defiance as they continue to dip. Actually, I don't know what Defiance is doing. I haven't been checking, but I'll check by the end of the week. We'll see how they did. Hopefully they did a little better, because I know the market was doing good, but for some reason, Tesla and Coin are just dying at the same time. So it's a tough pill to swallow. So we'll remember this time, though, when they recover. We'll be like, oh, man, I should have bought more at this price. Oh, man, I should have bought more. Oh, I shouldn't have sold out and took that loss, right? This is typically what happens, but the main thing is the recovery has to work out. Like, we have to do out-of-the-money calls that helps us do somewhat of a respectable recovery that can match the underlying recovery. And that's what I'm going to be looking out for. So anyway, stay tuned, guys. If you made it this far in the video, I do greatly appreciate it. And guess what? I'll do it again. If you made it this far in the video, type PP. And you can spell it however you want, but this represents the YieldMax fund, PP. And again, I do this from time to time. I know it's stupid, but at least I know who watched the full video. And again, I do greatly appreciate anyone who made it this far in the video, because I know it's a daily video, so sometimes they're longer than others, and sometimes they're more boring than others. Today I'm freezing, so I have to end the video. But anyway, hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, let me know by clicking like. If you didn't, then I'm sorry. I'm sure there's other YouTubers out there for you. But if you have any questions or concerns, leave them in the comments. Also, let me know how you feel about the future of Coin and the future of Tesla, especially going into earnings. And last but not least, how do you feel about the strike prices for both of these? Are you comfortable? Do you trust that they're doing their job well? And how do you feel about the synthetics? Am I overreacting, or am I right? Anyway, that's it. Gotta go to work. I hope you guys enjoy your work day. If you're off, enjoy your off day. Later.